I've hit so far about 5 or 6 of those already for lost sectors.
Oh yeah.
They drop a lot of good loot, man. In fact, today I got a vehicle today.
Yeah, I got a
Oh yeah,
sparrow
yeah. I
as
was
well.
there with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I need a vehicle.
Yep.
I didn't get my sparrow until the end. It's like, really? Like,
Did you open
okay,
up your
thanks.
Did you open up your other subclass?
No, I haven't done that yet either. I just wanted to run through the story and then just, basically get through that.
You know
I
that
don't know why.
that like
Just
night
one of those
dusk
kind.
and stuff that I was like, what is this? Well, Bane has
Yeah.
figured out. Yeah, I guess like depending on which planet you are, so like the night dust is on the Earth planet, you can turn that in to whoever the person on that planet is for engrams and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like I got a lot of legendary gear right now because I've been doing it. And you
Man.
know, Zur it supposedly shows up tomorrow, and that's what you'll need to use to buy some exotic equipment. Is the legendary shards.
Oh, so it's not you don't need the strange
Yeah,
coins anymore?
you're not gonna do
It's
the strange coin.
oh well shit.
Yeah,
Well then I'm gonna have to get some some legendary shards this week.
yeah. Just hit up them all sectors, man. You'll
All
pop
right.
on something.
I'll definitely have to do that.
All right, everybody. That's the pregame. Uh, you know, Quest Podcast is back here another Thursday night. Um, just us three amigos. So we're gonna get right into this thing. First, the man with the plan, the one who loves to go ahead of everybody else. Artis.
What's up, everyone? Glad to be here tonight. It's gonna be a fun show. We're gonna rock out tonight. It's gonna be fun. We have a lot of stuff to go through. So
All right, and the one that sticks by my side. Remix.
the accountable boy
That's what I
right
do.
here. Yeah, that's right. What's going on, everybody? Remix here. Excited to get on into things. We've got some big topics to talk about tonight, so it should be fun.
All right, cool. Well, like we do every Thursday, we're gonna talk about what we've been playing. So I'll just kick it to you first, Artemis. What have you been playing?
well, I've been playing that little game called Destiny 2.
Yeah, we know that.
Also been playing the first Destiny before Destiny 2 came out. I played a little bit of Battlefield 1 with Remix here, and we played a little bit of Call of Duty Modern Warfare remastered, and it sucked. It sucked so bad. It sucked so bad that we went to Battlefield 1. We're like, fuck this shit. We're gonna go play Battlefield 1.
Yeah, I actually forgot to. I forgot about it, but I guess we actually played the Cod WW2 beta as well.
Yeah,
so
we did.
That feels so long ago now, but
I know.
it's been a week. So,
All right, Remix. What you been playing?
yeah, so obviously the COD beta, as well as some Battlefield, a little bit of Siege here, and some Destiny 2. Man, there's so much stuff dropped on, what was it? I believe Tuesday, because like Siege got new operators and a new map. Battlefield 1 got its new maps and stuff, and then Destiny 2 came out that night, So lots of stuff. I haven't been able to play as much as I would like to play of everything. Mainly been on that Destiny, so yeah.
Cool. As for me, Battlefield 1 playing the new maps, they are very cool. I play a little Absolver. It's pretty good. And then I've been playing Destiny with you guys. So ever since that dropped, I've been stuck. So it's all about that Destiny life right now.
Pretty much, man.
Yep. And then I also tested that Call of Duty beta, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. All right. So first on the docket is the Battlefield 1 DLC. What is it? The Return of the Czar, or what is it?
In the Name of the Czar. I was saying Return of the Czar, I think, but it's in the Name of the Czar. Yeah.
But what have you guys gotten to test the new maps when you guys played, or you guys?
I played on. Nah, I think we played before those dropped, but I played by myself like 2 of the maps that were pretty good. They seemed pretty like LMG heavy. Like I was using the LMGs and doing real well on them. Like I said, didn't get to play as much as I wanted because so much stuff came out that day, and I wanted to test a little bit of it all out. But I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't used any of the guns yet because you have to unlock those. So yeah.
What about you, Adams?
I haven't played any of it yet. Destiny's consumed my life. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll jump in there and play those maps because I mean they look pretty cool. I know you were saying something about they did a really good job with the map design, so I definitely want to try them out.
Yeah, and I've played it. I played a few. I don't know if I've played all 6 of it because it comes with 6 maps, I believe.
Yeah.
But I haven't played all 6. But the ones that I've played, yeah, they did pretty good with the design. They have one that's pretty open that I played, and then I think we played the one that had the snowy mountain. Didn't we play that one together? Did you guys didn't play that one?
I don't believe so. The maps I played, one was pretty open snow map. We only really went halfway up the map because like there's 3 flags across the center, and then I think like 1 or 2 other flags. And then the other map I played was the one, I don't know what the name of like the temple is, but it's the one with like the big like temple or whatever in the middle. And it's just like 3 flags.
Yeah.
So those are the only 2 I've played. But
so far, from what I've seen, like I said, I haven't played. I've played probably about 3 of the 6 maps, and they've done a really good job. I mean, Battlefield really has me. Well, it had me stuck before Destiny came out. So I'm looking forward to the other content drops. I think they don't come out until next year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, or it might be another one in December. I don't know. Okay. Depends. It just depends. You know, it's Battlefield. They usually take their time with their maps. They don't bring them out like Call of Duty. You know, they just throw them out there. They more or less take time and actually polish them and make them fitting for Battlefield. So,
right. Well, speaking of Call of Duty, let's go ahead and get into these beta impressions. What did you guys think?
Trash. No, just kidding. It was good. It was good on the Xbox, man. I don't know what it was on PlayStation. Like, I couldn't feel the controls very well. Like, it just didn't feel right to me. I don't know what it was. It felt like when I was killing somebody, I felt like I wasn't actually hitting them. I wasn't getting hit markers on PlayStation. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on. Maybe it was my internet. Maybe it was, the fact
supposedly
that
they
the data wasn't doing really well.
Hitboxes and stuff a little bit in between the 2 weekends.
Right.
So
yeah. So I didn't play it the second weekend on PlayStation, but I did play it the second weekend on Xbox, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. I had a blast playing with Remix and playing with Xbot 448. Shout out to Xbot 448, my next crew brethren, and yeah, man. I mean, it was okay. You know, I wish that they, that they would have, given us like maybe a snippet of the campaign or something like that, but they never do that, so it's all right.
Yeah.
What about you, Remix?
I really enjoyed it, man. Like, honestly, just the fact that it's boots on the ground again is like, yes, like it. I think it feels pretty good overall. Obviously, they've made some little adjustments here and there, and it's going back to World War II, so you can't necessarily do as much in terms of streaks and attachments and all that good stuff. But I feel like they've balanced all that stuff out pretty well. Like some of the things are interesting, like no suppressors really on anything except for the SMGs. But if you want to have a suppressor on your SMG, you can't run any of the like ghost perks that keep you off the minimap. So that creates for I think some good gameplay because no matter what, you're gonna show up on the map one way or another if you shoot your gun or if you don't have like those streaks to keep you off the UAVs and such. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. I hope they have a lot more streaks than were in the beta because there weren't that many kill streaks in there. And, I hope they have some real good hard hitting ones because the streaks didn't feel bad in the beta. They just, none of them were particularly like, oh my god, this is amazing, you know. And I feel like Treyarch is normally the one who brings in some really good kill streaks. Sledgehammer's last game, Advanced Warfare, had shit ones, so we'll see what they do with that. And just like a little, like a few small things, like in Domination, you can't see the progress of the flag being capped if like your teammate is capping it and you're not. So just like small things like that, so then you can know, like, should I do I have time to hop on the flag, or should I just like sit back and protect them, or whatever the case, you know? But
yeah. All right, well, I played it. Artemis, shout out to Artemis for giving me that. I guess you got one free for the PS4, so that's where I had to play it. When I first played it, I was like, okay, yes, I like this. It looked good, and, you know, and but then the more I play it, I'm like, oh, this is still Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I guess I'm just out of that Call of Duty mode. And then the time frame that it's set in, it's too close to the time frame that Battlefield 1 is set in. And if I'm going to play either one of those games, I'm just going to play Battlefield because it's more epic. In my opinion, you know, there's so much more going on.
Yeah, for sure.
They're trying to do some of the same things that Battlefield does within a smaller map. And, you know, that may be cool for a game or two here and there, but I don't know. It's not a purchase that I'm going to go out and make day one. I definitely, I will still get it because I want to play that campaign. And this time around, I do want to play the zombies because the dev that was a part of the what was the game?
Dead Space. The two guys
Dead
that
Space.
own Sledgehammer
Right.
helped develop Dead Space.
Right. So they were a big part of this zombies extension, right? So as far as that, that's why I would get the game. It wouldn't be because of the multiplayer. I'll probably just play the multiplayer a little bit here and there. But when I play it, it feels like Call of Duty. And it feels like Call of Duty is trying to get close to what Battlefield did this time around. And then I think to myself, well, I would just rather play Battlefield. So, like I said,
I don't really feel like the similarity of the Battlefield vibe. I mean, like, yeah, maybe some things here and there, like some people, you know, like the running bayonet and stuff.
Yeah, and it's so crappy too. Like, if you're gonna copy it, just copy it. Just take it. I mean, just.
I think the bayonet is actually.
It's
well, I haven't actually really used it much, but like I've seen some people use it and it looked pretty good. But
when you bayonet in Battlefield, you see the entire animation, like you sticking it in.
Well, yeah, but Battlefield's a slower game. Call of Duty is a lot more fast paced. If you have some whole big animation in Call of Duty, you're gonna be killed every time you try to stab somebody.
But think about this: is it slower because it's just slower, or is it slower because it's a more contained map? And so, I mean,
no, it's Battlefield is slower because it's just slower. Everything about Battlefield is slower.
I
mean,
it's just too. Battlefield is so open to where most.
I love Battlefield. Like, I'm not hating on Battlefield. Their gameplay is different. Like,
I'm just saying,
Battlefield is a little bit wonky. I like it for its wonkiness, but you know, it's not smooth. If you want like that tight, fast paced Twitch shooter sandbox experience, you go to Call of Duty. Battlefield is less of that, but more of other things like destruction. Like, I love the destruction and the scale of Battlefield.
Yeah, I just didn't get that from Call of Duty. My dude didn't run. The dude that I had didn't run as fast as the dude that I had that I played with in Battlefield. Like, and he gets tired. Like after 2 or 3 seconds, he has to slow down. Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why they have all sorts of things like
Battlefield seems slower. Battlefield seems slower because the maps are so big and you have such a large area to cover on foot versus Call of Duty.
Yeah,
you get
well, people suck, but I mean, like, you can cover ground pretty fast in Battlefield, like, and get into that action if you just spawn in the right spots.
Yeah, you know,
here's the thing: like, you can't really compare both of those games together because, you know, Battlefield is just so much more on a different level than Call of Duty. You know, Call of Duty's more, you know, the get in, get out, play a couple matches, and then
a Battlefield match,
go play something else.
Conquest, which is the classic mode, it lasts like 25 minutes, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But like to me, like, yeah, like you go to one game for one kind of gameplay and the other for another. Yeah, and like I wasn't expecting like, oh, it to be different. Like all Call of Duty is always gonna feel like Call of Duty because that's what it is. It's fucking Call of Duty. So, but I think if you're a fan of boots on the ground, if you liked any of the games like previous to the advanced movement and stuff, I think this is a Call of Duty that you're gonna enjoy. I could actually see myself putting some time into it. I don't know. I've been on that Battlefield quite a bit lately, though, and hopping back into Siege a little bit since I took a break from that. So, I mean, overall, there's just a lot of shooters out right now, and so you just gotta know what your style of gameplay is because they're all different. You know, Siege, Battlefield, now Destiny, and Call of Duty. They all play out differently. And so you got to know, like, kind of like what you like. So,
yeah, I guess I've just been over Call of Duty for a while. Even though I was excited the first couple of matches, after that I was like, oh, this is still Call of Duty. Like,
yeah, one thing I'll say is like there are like way too many head glitches in that game. Like especially on the map Aachen and the map. Well, pretty much all the maps except like Point to Hawk, like maybe a little less, which is like the trench map. But like the other three maps have quite a few head glitches, but Aachen in particular, which is like the one they added for the second weekend, man, there are so many head glitches. But I mean, there are some guns that rip people off those. I will say though, I tried out some sniping the last night because I snipe a bit in Call of Duty, and it feels good. Like the sniping in all the advanced movement games fucking sucked ass. Not like, yes, part of it is because they're harder to hit because they're moving, but I just feel like the snipers were shittier, didn't feel as good. But I used both like the Commonwealth and the Springfield, and they're both pretty awesome. The Commonwealth is going to remind me more like the Ballista from Black Ops 2, and I can't remember the other gun was called the DMR-50 in Black Ops 2, which is the sniper I used more, but the Commonwealth felt a lot like that. It's like real consistent one-hit kills and stuff, so.
Okay. All right. So y'all are both of y'all getting this day on? Or if one of y'all get it, the other one's gonna have it.
I mean, yeah, because we game share. I mean, I already I pre-ordered it on the Xbox just so I could play the beta, and I like the beta. You know, I found myself enjoying it. I hit level like 35 or whatever the max was, and so I could see myself putting some time into this game, a lot more than Modern Warfare Remastered. Like I even played a little bit of that, and that game's fucking trash. So,
okay. Well, yeah, like I said, I'll pick it up, but it won't be day one. It'll be down the line, when I'm done with some of these other games that are coming out, and I want to get to that campaign and do some zombies. But
Definitely,
I'll probably try to catch it on sale or something. But
yeah, hopefully zombies isn't like too crazy. I mean, I'm sure it will be. Like they're gonna. Like they've already said they're gonna have some big boss and crap in it and stuff, which I'm not like the occasional boss like in some of the maps is okay. Like I feel like they did it well in I can't remember the name of the first map they put in Black Ops 1, like the snow map. But like I don't know, like if you know me, like Black Ops 1 is my favorite zombies because like they did some cool stuff, but they didn't go crazy, and they brought the old maps back in that one. Now you got fucking gumballs that do crazy shit and these insane Easter eggs and stuff. Like I like the Easter eggs, but it's like if the Easter egg is taking away from the core gameplay, which is having spots to like hold out and see how long you can last, or like spots to train around and stuff, then you need to fix that stuff first. Like the first map in, I believe it was Black Ops 3, probably, like the first map in that, like it had some like awesome spots that could have been awesome for like training and stuff, but like they just like shoved a bunch of cars in the area and basically made it unusable. So I don't know.
When do you think? I haven't played the zombies in a while. Is it a campaign in itself, or is it more like a wave based type thing?
It's wave based. There's Easter eggs and stuff. I haven't played zombies that recently, but I think they tried to do some different like leveling systems and stuff. I don't know exactly what it's like now. Just so like you have something going in, like you've achieved something for the next time. But yeah, overall just wave based.
They might as well get to a point where they make it just its own campaign. You think they'll ever get to that point? I mean, they're getting so it seems like it's getting more like higher and higher budget as far as that part of the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like back in Black Ops 1, which was the second game to have zombies, people were already like asking for standalone Call of Duty zombies and stuff because some people buy Call of Duty purely for zombies. That's all they play, and that's all they ever will play. So, I mean, I know like Black Ops 1, like I spent days in zombies. If you would look at my catalog, I'm sure like days upon days and just zombies alone. So, yeah.
Cool story, bro.
Shut up, bro. Fucking Destiny 1 fanboy.
Anything else to add about COD?
Nah.
No, man. I think this one's gonna be good. I think, I just don't know if it's gonna topple some of the other juggernauts that are coming out. This year. Like,
let's be real. Call of
Battlefront
Duty,
2,
even Infinite Warfare outsold everything else. So
I know, but I mean,
game,
to me, like, what's really going to stand out? Probably, maybe more like Battlefront 2 and,
yeah, but
Destiny 2.
Dude, there's like not only are like just people that have been playing Call of Duty going to pick this up, but people that like just wanted boots on the ground, like people that used to play Call of Duty are going to pick this up just for the reason it's boots on the ground and it's World War II.
But I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I'm talking about for me, like what's going to stand out more,
Yeah,
I'm just saying for the general populace.
Well, I think for a lot of us that are more of the core gamer, for a lot of us, the other multiplayers, they're going to stand out more. We'll probably be on those more, but more of the casual audience would be on Call of Duty, along with some of us here and there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, like Battlefront 2 could do pretty well, not because it's Star Wars, and I mean Battlefield 1 sold pretty well, especially since everybody was like, screw this Infinite Warfare trash, I'm gonna get Battlefield because it's in the more of the era I want. So and people that play that game are gonna probably be more interested in Battlefront 2. So
I completely agree with you. Just the simple fact that it's back to boots on the ground is gonna get a lot of people coming back. But we'll just have to see how if the longevity kicks in for the next title. Just have to see what happens then, because it was on a downward slope, even though it was still out selling everything else.
Oh yeah.
So we'll just have to see if this picks it back up, picks the franchise back up. We need to take some time off, man, and just give us something.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's like they add a third damn developer. I mean, so they're spending 3 years on this game, which is a pretty good amount of time for what's mainly multiplayer. But they have the other modes too. But I think they're a lot. Well, the campaigns are always decent and stuff. But
the only misstep was Black Ops 3, I think, as far as the campaign.
Yeah, I mean, like
it was trash in that fucking game.
Yeah, it was, and like Black Ops 2 campaign wasn't bad, but I didn't personally enjoy it. Honestly, Advanced Warfare I thought had a pretty good campaign with Kevin Spacey. That was pretty badass. But
they put some money in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Really good. Yeah. All right, well, that's COD. We're gonna move on to the big topic of the night, Destiny 2. So we'll let Artemis take this because Artemis like to leave people in the dust. So,
well, you guys like to look around and like I'm just trying to do the campaign. All I'm trying to do is do the campaign. That's all I'm trying to do. I just want to run through, get it done, get the campaign done, so I can do all the other stuff because I like doing all the other stuff.
Yeah, but we'll be running through the campaign. We'll clear out a room, and there'll be like a tunnel to the side, and we're like, oh shit, let's just take 15 goddamn seconds to check what's over there real quick. And often there's an item to inspect as well. So
and that's the point when I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, All right, Autumn, go ahead.
But yeah, man. I mean, this game. What can I say? It's Destiny. Um, I'm loving it. I love the first one. The first one, the vanilla of the first one wasn't very in depth. There was a lot of, things that weren't in the game that should have been, and I feel like they've kind of rewrote their wrongs and did something really special for a lot of the fans and a lot of the people who haven't played it yet. I definitely like pretty much everything that the game has entailed so far. I mean, I think I'm about maybe almost 20 hours in already. So it's good so far. I mean, it's I haven't gotten to any of the strikes yet. I haven't done the Crucible. I haven't done the Nightfall strike. I haven't gotten to patrols or anything like that. So, I have a lot of stuff yet to go. I just hit level 20 today. I was just like, I wanted to grind out that story campaign, wanted to get that done, get that out of the way, so I can start doing some more of this other stuff. Because I know the meat of the game is basically after what happens in the campaign, and that's where you really want to play and get things going.
Yeah, really had to grind out that campaign when you're probably going to hop in our party tonight, and Baines and I are going to finish it up anyway. But
well, no. I mean, like, I just wanted to get it done, dude. That's all. Like, I just like to just get it done and then have other things to do. Because like in the first one, like you get the campaign done, there really wasn't much after that. It was just basically go to the Crucible, do that, and then like I think a week later they had the strikes and the raid, and then it was just like right after that it was just like what else is there after you did all those multiple times getting gear and things like that. It was just kind of and then this one they really fleshed it out. I feel like they have more things you can do. I'm still finding things that I'm like, oh man, that's fucking cool. I haven't seen that in the first one. I mean, even we were talking about it last night, me and Baines. Like, I don't remember seeing that stuff in the first one, or doing certain things in the first one. So I think that, of itself, kind of warrants people to kind of go out and maybe try it if you can get a code, if you can mooch a code or whatever. Do it. If not, maybe wait for a sale. Too interested in it, wait for a sale and pick it up then. But for right now, for me, I'm loving it. So,
yeah, man. I mean, obviously, Baines and I, we're still running through it together, so we're in the same spot. We only have a few more missions left, I believe, but we're really enjoying it. Well, I'm really enjoying it. I know he is too, but I'm really enjoying it, and I really like the setup with the bad guy and all that. I can't wait to see what happens. He's pretty badass though, and like the story isn't the longest thing in the world, but I mean there definitely is, I feel, a good story there. I obviously haven't finished it yet, but like if that's something that you're kind of afraid of, then I don't think you have to be, because there is a good story there along with so much more. I haven't really gotten into all the strikes and raids and stuff. I did a couple lost sectors and adventures and stuff, which are cool, just getting some loot and all of that. And then I was gonna hop into the Crucible, but it was like the first day and you guys weren't on, so I was like, I'll just play a little Crucible. But it took forever to find a match, and then I found a match, and overall I just don't think the gameplay is my style. I think it'd benefit from 6v6, some more players, and maybe like slightly larger maps. I only played a couple games, but the maps were very like small and circular. So I don't know. So like you just kind of spawn in random spots and stuff. It's kind of similar to Halo's like spawning and stuff, but I think Halo has bigger maps overall. So I'd like to see like some laned maps and stuff, because I'm more of a fan of that. But overall, I don't think the multiplayer is gonna be what I hit that much, especially with all these other games I'm playing. But the campaign is really good, and I can't wait to get on into those strikes and all that good stuff. So
Yeah, they condensed the player count with the Crucible, and they probably did condense the map sizes too. I'm not 100% on that one. It used to be 6v6, which is to me much better.
yeah,
And I spent a lot of time in the Crucible on the first one after I finished everything else, and I had a good time. I could never get a match here on this one yet, so we'll have to see. I'll try again later on down the line. As far as the game, the story is, I mean, it's your run of the mill stories. They didn't do anything like extravagant or something that's just wildly different. I
Yeah.
mean, you kind of know how the story is going, like you've seen it so many other times, but it's still a good story, especially from where Destiny came from, you know. So it's a big leap in respect to the first game. Um, they have a lot to do in this game. You have your lost sectors, which are kind of like dungeons. On your first planet, they're a little they're a little quicker or smaller, however you want to say it, and they're not that tough. But then when you go to other planets, they get a little longer, and a little tougher, and you get some pretty good loot. And those are pretty nice. I was selling remix today. I went to a lost sector, and just the way it was made up, I was sitting there just looking around at everything like, wow, like they got this space tucked down underground in the game, you know, as part of their quote unquote, it's really a dungeon. You might as well say that, but they're lost sectors is what they call them. So that was pretty good to me, man. I'm enjoying that, and what I've been kind of doing is just since I've been waiting, you know, I've been waiting for remix because
I've been waiting for you too, man.
Artemis.
Well, that's why we always
Artemis
just play at night,
Yeah.
you know, for a few hours because
Artemis don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah,
He wants
Artemis
to
don't
go.
care about us. He
No,
left us.
no, I
But,
definitely want to play the strikes with you guys. You know, I definitely want to go on patrols with you guys, and I definitely want to do other things with you guys. But I was like, man, I want to get this campaign going. You know, I want to
But
get
I
this
played
over with.
I played some of I think they're called the Lost Adventures or something like that, and they're pretty decent. They're much better than just your normal patrol.
Do you
they
ever
still
figure out
take
what those
those-
plus signs were?
No, I still haven't figured that out. So anybody in the chat, if y'all know what those plus signs on the map mean, please let me know because I've been trying to figure that out all day. Um, but I mean, they're not that meaty, but they're decent enough. They're better than what you got on the first one, which was just patrols. You didn't get any type of small adventures, and they give you a little bit more, I guess, side story of what's going on, like those side battles or side little things that they have to take care of. That's kind of going parallel with the story. So that's cool. They've got a lot of meat in this game. Like you could spend so much time just clearing out the lost sectors and then just going through doing the adventures. And I noticed that it seems like some of those sectors will pop back up. I don't know if they're randomly generated. Like once you hit a certain level or hit a certain point in the game, that you'll get some other lost sectors that are open up on other maps. But like on one map, I cleared all the lost sectors, but I leveled up to a certain point, and then all of a sudden, when I went back to that map, one more sector had opened. And so, and it seems like they'll keep consistently dropping, or so far the adventures have been consistently dropping. You're not doing the same ones over, but they're putting new ones there. So they have a lot of meat in this game, and we're not even talking about strikes, raids. I'm talking about all that. I haven't said anything about strikes, raid, nightfall, none of that. So you have a lot of content in the base game.
Yeah.
So I mean, for $60, I mean, you really can't go wrong, man. I mean, if you like this type of shooter type adventure type deal, I mean, this is Destiny 2. They got a lot going on this year. They did a really good job with this game.
They really did. They like you're saying, with all the things that they put in there content wise, it's just like, where was it when we had the first one? It's just
Right.
it almost made me go back and be like, man, this should have been in the first one. There's certain things I was just like, that should have been in the first one. They didn't do it. and it's like whatever, now we have it, so it's good. We'll never have to play Destiny 1 ever again, because I'm sure eventually those servers will eventually deplete and go down, and it'll be just Destiny 2 for a little while until whatever they come out with, if they come out with the Destiny 3, or who knows.
Yeah, that's the other thing you mentioned, kind of bans as well, as like which I don't think was a problem with the first one. I didn't play it, but the game is absolutely stunning. Like especially in the beginning, where you kind of have to play the first couple missions by yourself. It's just like there's definitely some stunning views and stuff too. It's a beautiful game, and I'm just playing on my OG Xbox. I'm playing on a monitor, but yeah, the game looks great, and I definitely agree. I think it's a good buy. Some people are bashing it, I think, just because it's Destiny, and maybe they didn't like the first game, or maybe it's just not their style game, or whatever the case. But I definitely think it's worth the buy, and I think it's going to bring a lot of new players in as well. Because like myself personally, with the first one, like I've said it before, I was on vacation or something when the beta came out, so I didn't play it, but I watched some, and I don't know, the gameplay just didn't seem that interesting and stuff. But now that like I've been in the game and I've played it and all that stuff, I've had a lot of fun with the gameplay and all those things. And I think the fact that they have assurances like cutscenes and things like that, people are going to be a lot more interested in picking this game up. And I think this game will be a lot bigger than Destiny 1, honestly. So
Yeah.
They're setting that antagonist up to be. I mean, he's a beast. Like, Artemis knows the end, but I'm hoping we get some type of epic battle with him at the end.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
For sure.
You guys shall see. Yes.
But
any other thoughts on Destiny 2?
No, man. I implore people to go out and try it. I know there's a lot of reviews out there. There's a lot of impressions out there that people are saying, well, it's not for me. Maybe you should wait. I think if you really think about it, for me, it's like movies for me. Like I'll go to a movie theater and see a movie, and people are like, I fucking hate that movie, but I actually liked it. It wasn't bad, but that's because my expectations were low. So I mean, if you guys want to pick this up, get your expectations kind of low, and you'll be surprised. You'll be actually probably a new Destiny member to the community. So
yeah, and you're talking about movies and stuff. God damn it. But I know we're gonna like move on topics, and it's gonna come back to me. So
wow, that clan is still open. We need 3 more people.
Yeah,
for that rating.
definitely.
yeah, if you guys want to join the clan, I'll send out another tweet. Just join. We're pretty good at the game, so I mean, you guys won't have any problems.
We're pretty good.
Getting in.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Well, we got remix. We got remix here. He's
Yeah,
he's a good player.
But
But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to definitely join the clan, then we'll definitely get you guys in there, and we'll play, and we'll have fun and do different things and strikes.
But what I was gonna say is,
The raid when that comes.
you're talking about like reviews saying, like maybe wait and see and blah blah blah. And sure,
Yeah.
like if you wait, they'll bundle in the DLCs for a better price and stuff. But I mean, Destiny is not the kind of game, in my opinion, that you want to wait on. Like, you either should get it and hopefully enjoy it, or just don't get it. And if you see other people playing it and enjoy it, well, you're probably just going to miss out because you're not going to catch up to them. Because obviously right now, getting
it's the
level
best.
20 and getting your power level and all that up is no big deal. But in the future, after 2-3 expansions come out, you're going to be lacking behind quite a bit. And I mean, like, personally, I know I wouldn't pick it up. Like, I almost thought about pulling the trigger on Destiny 1 a couple of times after it had come out, but I was like, I'll just be way too far behind. So I was like, screw it. I got some other games anyway. So
Well, that's the thing. I think, maybe after the third DLC, maybe the one that's, down the line, you might be like, at that point, I think you could pick it up at that point still, but you're definitely still going to be behind. You're definitely going to be having to do a lot of the stuff that we've already been doing.
personally, I think,
but it won't take you that long to really level up. Because I mean, when the Taken King came out, it really didn't take that long to level up because you had all the DLC, you had everything there at your disposal to actually level up to the
and they give you. Bungie is pretty good about this. Like, if you hadn't been playing it and then you got the DLC, they would give you, I think they call it
levels.
The mode of light, and you could turn that in, and it will automatically get you to level 20, and then you can go from there to level 40. So they're pretty good about that, but you'll still be, because by that point, a lot of people will probably already be headed to level 40, if not there.
I think you'll just
lose out on behind.
Well,
say it again, Remix.
I think if you like waited, you just lose out on certain experiences as well. Like, and some of it might be like just the banter between the characters, because you're gonna miss out on doing maybe the side stuff in the first area, because you're gonna want to move on to whatever the other area is that everybody else is working on. And I do think, it's a lot more fun with friends. Like, we're playing through the story with friends. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but, there's one moment that was just like, if you're by yourself, it'd be like, oh, okay, it's cool. But, like, with us three together, we're just like, it was hilarious and, a lot of fun. So.
Also, when people are saying it's Destiny 1.5, it is not. It's not Destiny 1.5. There's a lot of more into it. There's a lot of things going on. Don't let that discourage you. Don't let people say it's 1.5. You're not going to get much. There is a lot. There is a lot of meat in this just this vanilla Destiny 2. So definitely jump in and play it if you have the means and you have the time to do it. I implore you to do it.
Yeah, it is not Destiny 1.5. It is Destiny 1.95. No, but for real, man. I mean, it is so much to do in the game.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, you got your public events that, and they made it so much easier to get to those things too. Because a lot of times in the first one, it would be hard to. A lot of times when I would get into public events, I would just stumble upon them. Like, I would be going to do a patrol or on some type of little quest or trying to do something else, and I would just stumble upon in a public event, which they would call it different things then. But now you can just track it, and they're on the map, so you can see when it's about to start. You can see how long it has before it starts. I mean, they've just done so much better with just the map system alone. They really did a good job with expanding the game and giving you a lot more to do, and a lot. They gave you an easier way to find things to do. So, I mean,
definitely,
this is the time. If you didn't really like the first one, this is the time to jump in, because a lot of us know you have the first iteration of the game, and it's okay. They didn't do a lot of stuff, but then when part 2 comes out, is usually when that's the time to get in. And that's the case here with Destiny. They
I mean, sometimes it's good if the first game typically isn't great, and you look at lots of big franchises today. The first game, even maybe the first few games were nothing special,
Right.
But like that, and the other thing is, like, you can't listen to these guys that say like, oh, it's just Destiny 1.5, because the first game was maybe lacking in content and such, that doesn't mean the second game is. You can say, I've heard like the first game is the beta to the second game. Well, I could see somebody saying that, but the second game has content and it has stuff. It's not a half upgrade. It's the full thing. It's a new and its own thing, with obviously still being Destiny, because that's what the game is. So
yeah, right. So I guess it's easy to see that we all on that Destiny train.
Indeed.
We'll probably be here for a while. Um, Destiny's probably going to push a lot of other purchases that I thought I was going to make. Destiny's probably going to push those purchases back. Um, so, I'm enjoying it. And if nothing else, we'll move on. Anything else from you guys about Destiny? We beat that drum.
Nah,
All right.
man.
So we're going to move on. LA Noire. Either you guys played that?
Yeah, I played it back in the day when it came out.
Yeah, Rockstar is about to remaster that for the PS4, Xbox One, and PS4 Pro is supposed to get the enhancements or whatnot. Yeah, and then it's also coming out on the Switch too. So
yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
Well, I didn't play the first one, so like I mean, I probably won't pick this up just because. Well, I don't know. Does it have a release date yet? I don't even know. But I mean, if it came out when there was absolutely nothing else out, maybe I'd pick it up. But I probably won't if it comes in a busy time, just because it's an old remaster game and there's so many new awesome games coming. But we talked about this a while ago. Like it's just a rumor then. But like I like who wants this game? Who really cares about it? Was kind of what we were saying. And maybe Rockstar is just testing the waters to see if somebody wants another LA Noire game. Maybe they'd make a sequel if this remaster did well, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're doing, is just seeing if this does really well, and maybe they'll make another one. The first one was good. Well, not the first one. I mean, the original was good. It had really good animation, in the look of the face, things like that. But the game was just kind of short and not really, typical Rockstar kind of game. I liked it because it was, detective work. You're figuring out things. There's a lot of, puzzles to solve, things like that. I like that, but I'm definitely not going to pick this up. If it comes out around the time, like if it comes out in the summertime, great, awesome, I'll pick it up. But there's just so many games coming out right now, and for them to announce that they're doing a remaster usually means it's probably going to come out, right after Christmas or something like that, and then we're going to be like, well, we have all these other games we need to play, So
yeah, I picked the game up from on 360 digital. This was a while back. This is when they first announced backwards compatibility. I picked it up because it was on sale, hoping that it would come, backwards compatible, and I could play it on the Xbox One. But they never did that. So with the remaster, yeah, I'd definitely be interested. I've always wanted to play this game. I've heard a lot. There's people on both sides. Some really like it. Some didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
But I was always interested in it. So if the remaster drops at a decent price, I'm not going to pick it up, right then, because I'm pretty sure I'll be playing something else that's, newer. But I definitely will be picking it up, because I'm definitely interested in the game.
Well, I do kind of hope that this remaster does actually do well, and see them like make another sequel to this game. Just because there's been rumors of like another bully game coming out or whatever, just to see Rockstar do something different. Because right now I feel like they're just gonna be on this every other 4 or 5 years you're gonna get GTA, and then the next 4 or 5 years you're gonna get Red Dead Redemption, and that's just gonna probably be their cycle, because those two games are like their premier titles that sell a lot, so it would be nice to see them branch out and make some other games along the way, but we'll have to wait and see. So
I think Rockstar's model is just changing because of the success of GTA, and I think we're going to find later on that success of GTA is going to be to the gamer's detriment, because they're just going to spend more time on certain games that they can bake in microtransactions through like online gameplay, and they're gonna feed that beast until they can feed it until it's just too full and fat, you know.
Mhm.
And that's what Rockstar is gonna do. So I hope that they would take a game like this and then do another one and then maybe do something and branch off and do something that was totally different, but still on this same, the single player that doesn't have to have an online component that's a grand experience. I would hope Rockstar would do something like that and not get stuck so much on the online microtransaction, uh, game. But I even read this in one of their, I think it was Take Two, their parent company's Take Two, I believe. And during their earnings, they were talking about that. They were talking about how they're starting to shift their mindset and not release like new big grand scale games that are just single player, focused. They're always going to have that online component and try to get their money that way, like they're doing with GTA. So I think a few years off, we're going to look back at GTA and be like, damn, I wish we wouldn't have.
Well, people are already starting to complain about GTA, like how it's like a grind and stuff. But that's the thing with these big companies that have games that just no matter what will sell, is that there's always going to be people buying them and people enjoying them. And I mean, they're not bad games, they just do shady things for the consumer, like
Right.
They're just shitty to their consumers.
They're not bad games, they're bad people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so I don't know. You see some other companies doing some like weird stuff. I mean, like Bethesda's doing some stuff with like this Creators Club or whatever, and and stuff. And like people are like, "Oh, we love Bethesda," and like their games are good, but they've kind of been starting to do some shady business practices as of late. So, we'll have to wait and see on all that stuff. So.
Okay. Well, anything else about LA Noire?
No.
Or Rockstar in general? Right, moving on. Lawbreakers, new maps, features, class. What do you guys think?
Don't care. like I mean, great. They're doing that. They're trying to give people, something to get into. It's too late. There's nothing you can do right now that'll bring people into your game because there's so many other things that are coming, and there's just it's going to be packed. It's going to be jam packed, man. There's a lot of people who are waiting for October. Shadow War's coming. And I know a lot of people are huge into NBA 2K, and shit. So there's gonna be a shit ton of people on that. And then there's going to be, Assassin's Creed, all these other games that are coming down the line, and people are, it's like, I don't know if they're charging. Are they even charging for these, or are they giving them?
That's free. That's the best thing about it. Is that
well, there you go. It's free. So I mean, I guess that's a good thing. If they were charging for it, then I'd be like, yeah, no, that would definitely be a big no. But I mean, I have no interest in the game, so I don't. This doesn't really apply to me, or it doesn't really matter to me. So
I don't really know why I picked up this game, but I did. But anyway, like I played it like 2 times.
It's Bane's fault, man. He's
but
like,
I know.
Remakes.
Damn you, Baines. Damn you. No, well, it's nice to see that, like, they're coming out with updates. Like and supporting this game, and hopefully that support continues. But I mean, there's just like, I don't think we ever really got into a conversation about this game because I was gone when it first came out. But there's just a few issues I think the game has. Like, I think the time to kill is too quick on it. I think a game like the like kind of the hero shooter type game benefits from having a slightly longer time to kill. And like, I really think if they added a run mechanic into the game, I think it would change, like, speeding up the gameplay, really change it up so much. Because right now, when you're like in the non-gravitation areas, it just kind of feels slow and hard to get places, especially when like the enemy has like the ball and is about to score, it's like there's a run mechanic, I could get there so much quicker. So I don't know. I feel like it could benefit from that as well. But honestly, sometimes you just can't overthrow the king, and Overwatch is the king.
Yeah.
So that's part of it as well. I don't think anybody's gonna really outdo Overwatch. Some games might be somewhat successful, but not to the degree that Overwatch is. So
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Like, if you look at like games like Dota 2 and League of Legends, like those two games are top of the line for MOBAs. Like those games, there's only two, that are really like just killing it right now. And League of Legends is basically, pretty much almost number one. Um, so it's like, I get the whole hero shooter thing, with Lawbreakers and competing against Overwatch, but nothing's really taken that like number two spot of hero shooter. And I don't I
and
can't,
I mean,
I
there's
don't really
been
see it
plenty that
happening
have
at
come
all.
out. Yeah.
I just don't
And
see it happening.
There've been plenty that come out. I mean, Overwatch is also like people are like, oh, what is this game? Like, but like this is not the first time a hero shooter has been done either. Like, I believe the game's called like Dirty Bomb on It's a free to play game on PC. Like, that is a hero shooter that came out in like 2015, I believe. It's less. It has. I think it's more like Twitch shootery than Overwatch. But anyways, like it's not the first one to come out, but it's the one that caught people's attention. And I mean, there's been other ones like what is Bethesda's game that I don't know if they made it or no, they make it. Bethesda, it's like an old school Quake Champions. That's a hero shooter. Like I'm sure
I don't think that's out yet. Is that out yet already?
Yes, on PC.
Is it out?
Yeah,
okay.
Like I'm sure it has a community, but it's not gonna overthrow Overwatch ever. I don't think so.
Yeah, especially since Overwatch is both on console and on PC. It's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation 4, and it's on PC. That's where they realize like, hey, if we get this shooter out there to the masses, which is PC, Xbox, PS4, we're gonna do great. We're gonna have a lot of people playing it. And guess what? They were fucking right. And it worked for them. And plus it's Blizzard. It's, people love those games. They made WoW, they made a couple other games, but they made Diablo, things like that. It was just, the brand, then the name recognition, and they just knew how to market, and they also just put it on everything, and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think Lawbreakers doesn't work, is because they didn't put it on everything. They were like, oh, it's just going to be on PC. It's going to be on PC. And then they're like, no, it's going to be on PlayStation 4 and PC.
Yeah.
And it's just
that's because it probably didn't have the budget that Overwatch did.
But still,
and so like they need to make it for one platform, make some money, and then put it on the next. But I mean, like personally, I think Overwatch fails in bringing out content in a timely manner. Like they do their season event stuff, which is just skins for us that are up for say like 2 weeks. But like in terms of new characters and new maps and stuff, they don't bring that stuff out very quickly. So I mean,
or very often, right? I mean,
they're very often. I mean, like the game's been out for over a year right now. Like it came out last May, not this past one, but the previous one, I believe, right? So, and I mean, they've only added like 4 characters to the game, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're suffering from the fact that they've been successful and people are still playing it, and they're still playing it. They're still going to play it at a heavy clip. So they're like, okay, we'll just take our time.
Yeah,
but with Lawbreakers, I was like, I was going to purchase it. I was waiting on Remix to get back because I know that I was going to play it with Remix. But then I kind of read the tea leaves, like, oh, it don't look like this game's going to do that well. And so I didn't want to get it, and then there be hardly no player base, that's kind of what's going on now.
I mean, it doesn't take long to get in a game as of right now. I'm sure the player base is not very large.
Yeah, and you know how much longevity are they gonna is that gonna have? But I guess for $30, you can't really complain that much. But I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
for them,
I think the model is good,
yeah,
but it's just the game itself won't be successful. So
Well,
yeah, for them to be given the maps and the class and the character for all that free, at least they know their place. So
right, right.
that's a good thing.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Lawbreakers came out for $30. We got to remember, Overwatch came out at 60
Right,
and didn't have the content that people were
not this
expecting.
fast. Right.
You
But
know,
I mean, Overwatch does have other things like I
but
mean
it's
the amount
yeah,
in characters in Overwatch compared to I mean Lawbreakers only has like 9 characters, 10 with this next one they're going to release.
And they all look kind of
Overwatch
generic too.
has like over 20 characters. You know who the characters are. They all have
that's
a
true.
lot
Yeah,
of personality and things
Right.
like that too. Like honestly, Battleborn it's more of a MOBA, but that didn't do very well. But I do think that that game, it had a lot of characters. All the characters have personality and they all feel differently, or play differently. And I don't know, Lawbreakers just seems like all the characters are a bit more generic. That's why, I really think that switching things up, like giving the beefier characters like a lot more health and putting in like, if you put in a character that is a really good healer, like Mercy in Overwatch, I
Yeah.
think that could really change up the gameplay and make it more fun, in my opinion. But we'll have to see. So
Mhm. Yeah. A lot of
I
their
don't think they'll
problems
do
is
that.
the map structures are generic. The players, you really can't there you really can't distinguish one from another to the point where it would make you get connected to the character. So it's kind of like they all just mesh together.
Yeah,
well,
and
that's the thing.
some of
They're
the
not
maps just
memorable, so it
some of
doesn't
the
work.
maps just don't work with the like I don't know, like it just like it's not set up the right way. Like one of the game modes is there's a ball in the center, you want to get the ball and then bring it to the enemy side, right?
Mm.
But it's like you take the one character who has like the heavy machine gun and like can jet forward, and you like grab the ball and you could just use that movement ability one time and basically be at the enemy's goal, and the enemy can't do anything. Like it's just suffering other like small gameplay mechanics. Like there should be more build up. I don't know. It has
Yeah.
just a lot of small issues here and there, and it just won't outdo. It's just not going to do that great. I don't think so.
Right. All right. Well, we beat Lawbreakers to the ground. Resident Evil 7. They're coming out with the definitive gold edition. It's supposed to have, I think it's two. It's going to include all the DLC, but it's going to have two new pieces of DLC, which is the end of Zoe, and Not a Hero. Not a Hero focuses on Chris Redfield, and then End of the Zoe focuses on Zach and Margarita's daughter. So, what do you guys think about? Well, remakes. You didn't play it. What do you think about? What do you think about that, Autumn? I know you played the first one.
I think this is good for people who haven't picked this game up yet. Definitely pick this up. This is probably one of the sleeper hits of this year and of this generation period. A lot of people, were like, it's Resident Evil. You don't know, because the last one was terrible. Like 6 was so bad, and then 7 was going to first person aspect, and people were like, I don't know. But once I picked this up, I was going. It was like I wanted to keep playing because it was just so good. And I think definitely don't sleep on this game. If you can get the definitive gold edition, definitely get it, because then you're gonna have a lot of content there to play, especially the new stuff that's coming with it as well.
I think this game did really well off word of mouth as well. Um, is there an actual date on this
I didn't get
gold
the date.
edition?
I didn't get the date. I know it's coming out this holiday season, so
Yeah.
I don't know
I
how
mean, like,
good it is.
I mean, like, Yeah, I know. Like everybody really loves this game and stuff. I just don't know if it's my kind of game. I mean, maybe I'll pick it up. I probably won't pick up the gold edition because it will be like probably a $60 price tag or whatever. Probably just pick up the base game because I don't know if I'll be into it. But you know, for now, like if you're interested in it, I would say yeah, you know, pull the trigger. But for me personally, I'm gonna wait, especially with all these other games coming out, and I kind of have an issue with buying too many games, especially last year. So I'm definitely like putting a hold on how many games I buy. You know, like because there's still games I have not touched. Some of it is just because like sometimes you have like that multiplayer game that's just like your go-to and you play too much of that and don't play these other like story games, and some of it's just like for a little bit I was just like out of the gaming mood for a while, you know. So you know, little things like that is why I haven't like gotten into all my games. So for now, I'm not gonna pick it up, but I mean it's definitely some intrigue there. So
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely a sleeper hit of the year, and I was waiting to get the DLC, and you know, once it all dropped, I was just gonna get it and play it. And so, fortunately for me, it's gonna be close to when the X drops, so I would have played that DLC with those enhancements, but I couldn't take advantage of the definitive edition. But I would tell anybody who hasn't played the game to definitely pick up the base game. It was a really, really good game, and it should be one of the contenders for Game of the Year, I think.
Oh yeah.
It was that much of a surprise to me. And I don't know too much about who was the because it was a minute. Who was Zach? Was Zach that old cat? Who was he? And Marguerite's daughter.
Zach. Zach, I don't remember as it being a Zach. It was Jack, or I think it was
Jack. I think I may have wrote it down wrong. Then Jack, maybe Jack and Marguerite. If anybody in the chat know, let us know. Anyway, Jack and Marguerite's daughter. You know, that seems like it's going to be. It seems the art from the article. It seems like they're putting a lot of time in that. And not a hero is actually. I think it's supposed to be free. That DLC was supposed to drop in the spring, but they pulled it back in order to put more time into it. So that I think that's going to be free.
Well, that was the thing, you know, like them giving this DLC. They they really haven't supported this game as much as I thought they were going to. You know, that they were going to give us more stuff, but I think with this definitive gold edition, it's going to definitely have some longevity there. But who knows? We'll see. Because I mean, a lot of times when they say DLC, it's like it's almost maybe like 1 or 2 hours or something, and it's just like you're done. It's just like it could have been great if it was a little bit longer.
That's just kind of how some story games are, and you know, going back to a little bit of our conversation earlier, that's probably why a lot of like even mainly story-based games are adding on multiplayer aspects and microtransactions in them, because it gives people something to do. It allows their game to stay out longer and obviously make money off those microtransactions. I mean, story games, typically you play the story and that's it. I mean, some are large, some are small. You look at Uncharted, you play the story and then you're done. You don't come back. Maybe some DLC such as Lost Legacy, which was actually a large DLC, but if you look at their previous DLCs, they weren't anything special, you know? So...
Well, Uncharted has multiplayer, though. So
that's true.
Well, yeah, but that it didn't always have multiplayer. Isn't Uncharted 4 the first one to have it?
No. Uncharted 2 had it.
Uncharted 1
the
is
first
one,
yeah.
I didn't realize that. Yeah. But whatever. What about Tomb Raider? Did Tomb Raider always have? It didn't always have multiplayer. So
it started having multiplayer in the reboot.
Yeah, the first multiplayer, but then they knocked that one. They knocked that out when the next one Rise.
Yeah, they took that out. Yeah.
So there's another example. But
I know what you're saying. So anything else about Resident Evil 7?
Nah.
I think like I said, I'm gonna say it again. If you haven't played at least the base game, please pick that up. I mean, that should be a contender for Game of the Year. It's a really, really good game. Next up, we have Suda 51. This is a game, Not My Hero. I didn't know any of this.
No More Heroes.
No More Heroes. Yeah. It's supposed to be on the Switch. It's supposed to be doing something different. Maybe you can tell me a little bit more about it, Optimus.
Yeah, it's basically like a new No More Heroes for the Switch, and they're gonna be doing a few things that are different, like with the HD rumble that they have in their controllers.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be cool, if you like No More Heroes,
What
then
is
pick
that?
it up.
I haven't heard of it.
It's basically like a it's a Japanese style type of game, but it's like it looks like a comic book. Like when you play it, it's kind of like it plays like a comic book. Um, and you basically have a guy that that has like a lightsaber almost like in
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars, and he just like slashes people. It's kind of cool. I've never really actually got into it because I never had like the Wii or the Wii U. I just know about it just from seeing pictures and gameplay and stuff.
Did this series start with the Wii and Wii U, or
Yeah,
was it earlier than that?
It started with the Wii. I think that's when it started. It started with the Wii, and then there wasn't a game for the Wii U, and then they're deciding to do it for the Switch. So
Because I remember
that's cool.
back in the day, I forget what system it was on. It had to be like maybe Super Nintendo. I forget, but anyway, it was like a comic book style game, and you would have your player, and he would go from one page to the other. So you would do whatever you had to do on one page, and then it's like he'll go over to the next page, and then you play that part of the comic book out, and it'll switch like that. This is an old game. I forget the name of that game, but that when you started explaining it with that comic book style, that's what it kind of brought up those old school memories of that game. I wish I knew the name of that game. It was pretty good for back then.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, but I'm an old head, so yeah.
We know.
I guess if that art style, I mean, I would be interested in that. But this is just going to be on the Switch, right?
Yeah, I think it's only on the Switch. I think they had one for the PlayStation 3 as well. So I mean, if you want to check that out, you can. If you still have your PS3. But I mean, it's not something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to pick this up and play it.
All right. So No More Heroes. Look out for that on the Switch. Comic book style. Looks like it's a hack and slash. So that's
yeah, it is.
Cool.
It's basically
And it seems like the developer is supposed to be doing something different, like because they're only talking about the use of one Joy-Con, and then he was going to do something completely different with the other one. So it may have some wacky movement system in it too that makes it appealing, or not.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see. So No More Heroes. Look out for that. Next up, we have Knack 2. Anybody want to say anything about Knack 2? I know y'all didn't even play it. Y'all just kicked Knack behind.
I mean, I know what you said about it. You really like it, right?
Yeah.
And like I've heard some other people say that they enjoyed it and stuff, and some YouTubers say like, yeah, like it was good. It wasn't bad. It has potential, but like Knack 2. So they're excited for Knack 2 because like if it hits on that potential, it'll be really good. But the first game was a bit lacking. So I'll give it a look on the old YouTubes when it comes out, and I probably won't pick it up right away.
It's already out.
It's already out.
It's Destiny.
Well, actually, day before this.
Yeah, it came out.
Well, maybe I'll look at it on the YouTubes now, and then it's not something I'm gonna pick up anytime soon. But like maybe someday if I hear good things about it and stuff, yeah, like on a sale, or like if I had nothing to put on my Christmas list,
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. I am definitely gonna buy it. It will just be later on once we get through this holiday season. All these other games I'm playing, Knack 1 was a good game to me. I really enjoyed it. It's really it's definitely worth at least one playthrough, one look. It's worth that. Story was decent. Gameplay needed some polish, and from what I've looked at impressions and reviews, as far as the gameplay, they did polish that up. I think the Metacritic when I last looked was in the 70s, though. I'm not sure, it may have went up. But I'm looking forward to that too. It's co-op, so you can go through it with somebody the entire game. And looks like you can do some cool things with your partner.
Yeah, I can see myself playing through that like with my sister or something.
Yeah. So, Knack 2, it came out at a bad time, which I don't understand why Sony did that. Maybe they're trying to kill the series. No, they dropped it. They dropped it at 39, and this is Mark Cerny's series, so maybe they put it out and said, well, we can't just outright kill it, but if we put it out on this day, he will have no choice but to not make this game again.
Maybe they did it in the hopes that Mark Cerny would actually leave.
Just leave it alone. Well, he's not leaving Sony about it, but just leave it alone, right? Mark Cerny will get off of this Knack train, please.
I wish he would just stop talking. Basically, that's probably what they were trying to do.
I mean, I enjoyed old Mark Cerny's first game, so we'll see what he did with the second. I'll let you guys know when I do play it. But we'll move on from that. Next up, Monster Hunter World. Did you guys look at this? I think it was just a video, right?
I played the other Monster Hunter games. I have no interest in it. Like I tried these games. I can't get into them. The gameplay looks cool. I mean, it's going to be on the Xbox and it's going to be on PlayStation. I just have no interest in it, man.
I've watched a lot of this gameplay, and you're just going around like trying to catch monsters, right?
Yeah,
that's all you really do.
It looks very repetitive. I don't think it's worth $60. I mean, like, I could see myself picking it up maybe and enjoying it a bit because, like, the gameplay doesn't look bad. I mean, like, this game showed horribly at E3. I don't know why they showed what they showed there. Like, I mean, the game looks a lot better than what they did show there. But, I mean, for now, like, it's probably not a game I'm going to pick up. I was actually thinking of, like, obviously there's too many games coming out. I was actually thinking of, like, maybe picking up Scorched Earth and hopping back into Ark, Survival Evolved. And, like, to me, like, I got Monsters to Hunt right there. So, all the dinos and all that good stuff. So, if I want some Monster Hunting action, that's what I'll play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's basically a Nintendo game that's coming to the other consoles. And, I mean, that's cool. That's fun. But, I mean, give us Mario, give us something that we actually would like and enjoy, like, come on, give us Donkey Kong.
At least give us like a copy like Kirby or Yoshi game or something.
Yeah, give us Monster Hunter. It's like, okay,
Yeah, I've watched a lot of gameplay, and some of it looks cool. Looks like it'll be interesting for a little while, but then it does look like it'll be highly repetitive. And that would be its downfall to me. Like, there's no way I would pay $60 for that, But it seems like graphically it's going to be a decent showcase. We'll just have to see when it comes out. But I just can't see it. It just puts me too much in the mind of Evolve, even though I know they're really different. But still, just going out and chasing
like Evolve,
monsters.
like the 1v5 game.
Yeah, but not with the 1v5. Just the point of just trying to chase this monster, and that's your main goal. And I can't see myself doing that. Putting any significant amount of time in doing something like that. But like I said, the gameplay that I've seen, it looks cool. Like, graphically, it looks really good. And it pulled off some cool moves, that had piqued my interest a little bit, but I wouldn't be able to part with my funds for some Monster Hunter. I can't see myself doing that.
Right.
For sure.
So we'll move on. AAA devs are starting to, we already know they are. We've had a lot of instances of them going from the AAA scene down to the indie scene, but the point is that they're staying there. They're not then moving back up, or trying to make these moving back up as far as trying to make these big budget games.
Another thing is that the indie devs aren't
moving up either.
Trying to move up to AAA.
Right. So what do you? I think it's more about, when I was reading the article, it seemed to be more about creative control.
Yeah,
And
that's
being
what I
able,
was gonna bring up.
yeah, being able to control your project, being able to get credit for your project. And a lot of times it seems like, they were saying a lot of times a lot of what you would want to do will get, just lost in the bureaucracy of being within a bigger company. And so that's why a lot of these guys, they'll leave the bigger company and go, create their own vision that they can have full control over and that they could get full credit for.
Mhm.
So what did you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think like when you have like all this like creativity and like you probably have an urge to make a specific kind of game, and if you're working for a large company that isn't making that game and has no plans to make that game, people feel enticed to leave. But on the other hand, like leaving and trying to start up your own development company, like we've seen multiple people do it and it work. And if you are a big name, like people will come and work for you. But I mean, that is also a big risk, just to do the project that you want. I mean, you're losing, I'm sure, like job benefits and obviously like the security of having a job. But I think also like people make some really good games out of it. I mean, you see some really really high end indies coming out of some of these studios, um, and I mean it's also like people are gonna make people. There's more games out there because you have these people branching off and making their own studios. So I mean, I think it benefits us as the consumer. But and obviously, if their game is successful, it benefits them because they're probably making more money and doing what they actually want to do. So
Right, exactly. And I think, it looks like what they want to do is basically, like you said, do what they want to do. But I think, have it where they can make basically a AAA game and have it be an indie game. And
yeah,
which is, clear example is Hellblade. That's basically a AAA game. It's just it's an indie style, and it's an indie price, and it's in and it kind of worries me that um, the stories might get smaller and smaller and smaller in terms of like gameplay and things like that. Like, I mean, Hellblade was great. It had a good story. It just like the combat wasn't really there, and I think could have done something to actually bring the combat to on par with some of their earlier titles. But I think the AAA devs going to indie, it's cool, but still try to make the AAA games. Still try
Yeah,
to do something there. Because a lot of people still love playing AAA games.
oh yeah,
And
for
yeah,
sure.
those are what sell a lot of the times
that
too.
that would be my overarching question. Do you guys think that um, with this happening, if this starts to become more of a trend and the trend starts to speed up and this happens more and more and more, will we get less of those grand experiences that you do get from, a big budget AAA game? And will we get more of the kind of dumbed down experiences that you got, even though it was a great experience still, that you got in kind of like a Hellblade? I kind of
Right.
like those grand experiences sometimes. And then I like the encapsulated experience that you got
Yeah,
Right.
in Hellblade, but I just I don't want the big Michael Bay explosions and all that. I don't want that to just completely go away. And that,
Right. Well, we
yeah,
need
neither do
that.
I. And I don't think it will
You know.
because there is job security there. Like the masses are probably gonna go towards the big company, and I think you really only see the higher up people branch off, and obviously you're gonna have new blood coming in and working their way up the chain and all that. Like I think it's hard to probably start your own indie development company, and if you're a no name, um, so I think that's something, and I don't know, yeah. That's it.
He lost his train of thought, folks. You know, it's a good thing that they're branching out and they're making new stuff. But you know, I think they could have at least made that new stuff at a different company or something like that. Because I know a lot of these devs aren't owned by some of these major corporations like Microsoft and PlayStation and things like that. I think they can kind of branch out and find a publisher that'll make their game. Yes, granted it is a little bit harder, and granted you're not going to get the money that you're probably expecting from it, but at least at the end of the day you'll still have a great game on your hands, and the publisher will be absolutely happy to make another one or whatever.
See, I think once they leave, they wouldn't do anything like that, because it's like I said, it's all about control. And if
Right,
you do
right.
go under,
Some of these,
you're going to lose some type of control.
Some of these
Right.
bigger companies, do you think like maybe they'll start like do you think it's maybe more the publishers, less of like the development company? Because like obviously publishers are giving you money to
Right.
make a game, and so they have some kind of say in it, and
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
often be restricting because the publisher is more focused on the money, and that's it.
Right.
Than maybe what a dev wants to do in a game. Like
The creative vision. Like, they're not really focusing on the creative vision. They're focusing on the dollar at the bottom line, and that's the problem.
Like Bethesda, they make games, and they there's Bethesda like Softworks or whatever, and then there's like Bethesda Publishing or whatever. Like they could self-publish I think they do self-publish their games. Or like you see Gearbox, they're starting to publish some smaller titles, such as like We Happy Few and stuff. Like they could potentially start to self-publish some of their games. Like I don't think they would do Borderlands, because 2K probably gives them a lot of money for Borderlands, and like I don't think their creative capacity has been limited by 2K, because 2K knows like the Borderlands team will make a good Borderlands game, and like that will sell because of like its humor and its creativity in that game. But not all.
It's got some of the games, So,
but not so. Like some publishers will allow that freedom, but not all. So,
this guy and his Borderlands,
that could be part of it.
Borderlands is a great series.
I know.
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna use the games I like as a reference, especially because I've been watching that Borderlands 3 news. I've been like, obviously like nothing's fucking happening. We're not gonna get this game till goddamn 2018, 2019. But
yeah, I just don't want this to be like something that just kind of takes over, and then we start to get more of the indie experiences and less of the. Well, we're already getting more indie experiences if you think about it.
That is true. I mean, we are getting. Even some AAAs are doing like indie experiences. And
EA, EA came out with Unravel, and then they got Faye or however it's said.
I mean, so does like Xbox. They have their indie games, or like indie-esque games like Ori and Cuphead, and
right.
Like they have some slightly larger ones coming out. Like Raiders of the Broken Planet or Lost Planet, or I can't remember what it is.
Raiders of the big Broken Planet.
Yeah. The big publishers. I mean, they got to be careful too, because if you look to go that way, you look to go from the AAA, from the big company to the smaller company and do your own thing. That the bigger companies, the publishers, they're starting to make these indie games, so maybe they push you out. You know what I'm saying? Because the big public, they're looking at it as a money thing. They're looking at it as a money thing, like we said. They do. They're looking to say, okay, we don't have to put that much money into this game, but yet we may be able to get a lot more out of it. Just because we won't have to sell as much to get our money back and to make profit. I mean, they have to think. There's a lot that you have to think about when you're moving from that, that huge status to more of a confined space, just so you can have your own creative control. Like take Clip. He he wanted his control. He wanted to do his thing and look at his game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not. A lot of those,
yeah, it's not doing all that well.
Yeah, a lot of those people working under him are kind of pissed too. Like, you should have shut your mouth. But I don't think that was. I don't think that was the biggest thing. I just think the game has a lot of.
That's the thing. It's always a risk if you try to leave as well. I mean, like,
right.
He might make a new game, or he might like go back to a bigger company. I don't. We'll see what he does, but obviously the first game he made when he left is right now not doing well, and probably overall is just gonna be a failure. It probably won't do well in the future.
Yeah, it's gonna get swept under the rug, and he's gonna make another game, and it's probably gonna be fantastic, and he's gonna get cocky again, and he's gonna say some stuff. Yeah, it's just the nature of the business. You just once you have that moment of like, man, no one can touch me. That's when things tend to go.
Well, he was the big guy with Gears, right? You gotta think that he had some type of other hit in there.
Well, that too. I mean, look at Xbox. Like this generation, like they've been doing a lot to try to win back a lot of people, and the reason is because they got too cocky and said we're on top of the world, no one can touch us, and look what happened.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. All right, well, we'll move on. Esports is the future of esports with females. With our lady gamers. What do you guys think?
I don't see it completely going to full female teams, like
There are already female teams,
but there are a lot of female teams, which is great. The article kind of like made it seem like it was going to be full on, everything is going to be female, and I was like, I don't think that's going to happen like that. I think it's going to be a very even thing. I think, females are going to be, with males, they're going to be, there's definitely going to be a lot of things going on. I think it's a great thing. I think, show some love to the females out there that are gamers, because they can kick my ass. I can tell you that in some of these games.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's good for the esports scene and all of that. Obviously, more competition, higher level competition, all that good stuff. But then, like, the article talked about some other like different types of gaming markets, such as mobile, which
right.
We don't really talk much about mobile games here, but like, to me, like, that's not like, I think most people play mobile games, but I don't consider that gaming. Like, I have like right now I'm playing like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and I've been kind of hooked on that, but like, I'm not gaming when I play that. I'm just passing a little time by. I feel, and like how women more often like buy in-app purchases in those games. And so, like, obviously the mobile market is also very big, because the women are the largest consumers in that market. But yeah, overall, I think it's good. And I mean, like, a little over 50% of people that buy games now, I don't know if that is like console and PC games, includes the mobile market or whatever, but like over 50% are female. So obviously there's a lot of money to be had there, and good that people recognize them coming in and like make games for them, and and they come into the esports and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you do, inclusion is good. I mean, you want everybody to be, on equal standing, So I think, and I can attest to as far as the mobile games, like, 'cause my wife would play when Candy Crush was big. Like, that's how I learned about Candy Crush, was from my mom and my wife. They were playing that.
Yeah, I learned it from my sister.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything about it, and so what he was saying, what they were saying about the mobile game, as far as women, I've witnessed that, but I don't know if it's 50% of what we actually call gaming, you know, because you just don't hear a lot. I mean, I guess we don't hear that a lot. Like even when you're in lobbies or whatnot, most of it it's always male.
It's always
But
dudes.
yeah,
Yeah, like
but
especially like you know like when people used to more often be on comms and stuff like in COD,
right,
like in Black Ops 2 and stuff or Black Ops or whatever. Um, yeah, you know, like yeah, occasionally you run across a girl, but
Yeah.
usually it's all dudes.
right,
So
right.
I do see a lot more females playing like games like Destiny and stuff because you know you have more of a community base. And I've seen plenty of females playing that game. You know it's just for esports it's gonna be huge. For
and that, I feel like
females
this article
in,
was really talking about esports.
Right.
yeah, it really was. It really wasn't talking about like the females. It was just like, oh, esports this, esports that, and I'm all like, okay, yeah, whatever. It wasn't really talking about
Yeah.
them in general, wiping the floor, with some of these dudes out here. But more power to them, man. I fucking love it. When we see, all female team kick the shit out of some dudes, like it just goes to show you that females can play games too. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I
It's
just
great.
think it's good to point the article out because even though the article may not have focused as much on it, we need to just get rid of these stereotypes and
Yeah, we do.
different things like that. And that's with everything. Everybody needs to be included on the same playing field. There's no reason
Yeah,
why
I could cry and
you
it
should
can be accepted.
there's no reason you should say anything ridiculous to a female or anybody because they're whooping your ass. I mean, it's just whooping your ass. You
Yeah.
can hashtag get good.
As I always say.
So
Yeah, your hashtag get good. Fuck you. God damn it.
I purely say it because it pisses you off so much, but
No, it doesn't make me mad. I just think I just have no reason to get good. Like I'm just playing games, man. Like
stop
I know a lot of
complaining,
people are
boy.
like, oh. Well, sometimes it's hard to not complain because some of these fucking people are like just doing crazy shit that I'm all like, I don't even know how you're doing that right now.
But yeah, man, I'll be glad to see more of the more females, with full female fledged esports teams like they are out there. I've seen like maybe a couple American ones. Like I really don't know much about it, so it's probably more than
I
that.
don't watch much.
I've seen a few Chinese full fledged female esports teams. So I'm pretty sure they're becoming more and more prevalent. So that's a good thing, man.
Well, especially with Destiny 2 kind of going more towards the esports crowd,
Yeah.
we're going to probably see a lot more female teams out there because, there are a lot more females who play Destiny over, some of these other games that are out there.
I mean, I think there's a lot of money to be had in esports because so many companies are like trying to make their games like esport ready and stuff.
Yeah,
Now.
you got people like Shaq has an esports team. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's getting huge. They're talking about putting esports in the Olympics. So that's a serious conversation that's going on right now. So
esports is in the X Games now. Esports is on TV. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
Yeah, so that's good. And that's it for our topics tonight. You guys got anything else you want to pop out?
Nah, man, that's it.
No, just if you guys are out there playing Destiny, come along and join us on the
check me out. I'm in the
clan.
I'm actually in the farm right now. I've been in the farm the whole podcast. So
so yeah, come along and play with us, man. We'll definitely hop in and play some games or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially when we need to get them raids done.
Especially that,
man.
We're looking for 3 more. We need three good Destiny players.
Yeah, the 3 amigos and the 3 amigos will become 6.
So we can get that raid on. But that's gonna be us for the night. That was our show. We appreciate everybody coming out. We're gonna go ahead and get these intros going. Artemis.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Dark Optimist. You can also find me on Xbox Live, the same name. Absolute fun show tonight. Had a blast as always. If you guys don't know, we're looking for another member to join our little family here. So if you guys want to come on and be on the podcast, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter, and we'll definitely try to get you on as soon as possible. Also, if you guys like this episode, please hit that like button and subscribe, man. We really do appreciate it. We appreciate everybody in the community that help us out, and we're going to continue to keep bringing you guys content that you guys like.
Remix.
Yep. Remix essence across the board. Hit me up on Xbox, PlayStation, all that good stuff. As I always say, come on in, hit us up, send us a message, whatever, and we'll play some motherfucking games, because that is what we do. Stumbling on my words here. I haven't really been doing anything on YouTube, and it's not really content, but just because I feel like it and I need a place to save them, because I'm forever recording clips, and I have to delete them off all my Xbox and all that. I'm just gonna throw some clips up on my crappy YouTube channel. So if you want to see some dope clips, you can check those out here or over there. And I got 7 people with a club on Battlefield 1. It was pretty dope. So anyways, that's it for me, guys.
That shit was pretty dope. Hey, y'all let me go too. I said intros. And y'all let me go.
Yeah,
we let you go, man.
I was gonna say something, but then I was like, it's okay.
we let you go this time because you've had some problems with playing Destiny 2.
Cool. I appreciate it. Well, with my outro, it's MBanks99, PlayStation, and Xbox. See me on some Destiny, and we out, people.
Night, everyone.
Peace.